It is now a great honor to present to you the valedictorian of Marshfield High School. Domenic is a member of our National Honor Society, president of our Key Club, is a state officer in the Massachusetts Youth and Government Program, and excelled this spring in his role of Pippin on our stage. He embodies the mission of Marshfield High School, one dedicated to excellence in all he pursues. Dom will be attending George Washington University next fall, majoring in political science. His essay is entitled, "We Are Marshfield." He is a tribute to his family and our town. Ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2019, Domenic DeSantes.
Thank you. Principal Kuther, Superintendent Granatino, guests, parents, and fellow classmates. It is my honor to speak to you this afternoon as we reflect on our experience here at Marshfield High School while also looking toward our promising futures. We are Marshfield. You know the drill by now. Someone enthusiastically calls out, "We are," and the rest of us sheepishly respond, "Marshfield." It's written on a few walls, and of course it's on our Wamar t-shirts. But really, what does this statement mean beyond the rally chant? For so many of you, Marshfield has been your only home. For others like myself who moved to this town after living in far-off places, for me all the way from Scituate, this has become home. As a newcomer back in 4th grade, I was eager to explore what Marshfield is, and as is my instinct, discover its place in history. The earliest residents of Marshfield were the Wampanoag people, who first recognized the beauties of our natural resources. Then came the Pilgrims, like Governor Edward Winslow, who paved the way for our democratic government. 200 years later, our most famous resident, Senator Daniel Webster, from the humble rivers of Marshfield, instilled in us a legacy of patriotism and unity. Yet while Marshfield's rich history drew me in, what I really love about this town is the people of today. And don't get me wrong, living in the same neighborhood as Steve and Tyler and walking down to the street to Steve Carell's General Store certainly is a really cool feature of today's Marshfield. But I fell in love with this town because of the overall spirit of kindness that emulates from the ordinary citizens in town each and every day. We feel a sense of community and support that isn't found in most places. We feel this when we collect toys for Community Christmas or sell trees for Kiwanis charities. We feel this when we donate clothing for sowing seeds or walk for education with the Molly Fund. We felt the spirit of kindness as young children, and we feel the spirit of kindness still as high school students. Our community's generous spirit is subtly modeled here at MHS all the time. For every achievement we recognize for competition, there is almost always a complimentary exhibit of kindness. The basketball team was ACL champions, but it also won the League Sportsmanship Award. DECA sent 13 students to the International Conference, but it also had a large can drive to support the local food pantry. Student Council was recognized as the Gold Club of Excellence at the state and national level, but it also held a community golf event to raise money for the Jimmy Fund. I am proud to live in and be a product of this special and loving community. And while I, like many of you, am eager to expand my horizons beyond this small and sometimes provincial seaside town, we are really lucky to have grown up in a community that has provided so many opportunities for us and has shaped us into responsible citizens. As I look back on the countless times We Are Marshfield has been repeated during our 4 years here, one stands out as the best interpretation of this chant, the We Are Marshfield Project. The We Are Marshfield Project is the greatest culmination of what it means to be an MHS student and a citizen of Marshfield at large. In April, over 200 of us worked at 40 work sites right here in town for over 1,700 collective hours of service in just one day, in the rain no less. My group began our day at a house to do yard work, but were initially disappointed to see that the homeowner wasn't home to greet us. Nevertheless, we took out our tools and got to work trimming the overgrown bushes, raking the unfortunately wet leaves, and cutting down the invading branches. Despite the rain, we were proud of our work and we had fun doing it as well. For lunch, we joined a few other groups at the senior center to eat pizza with a dozen or so senior citizens. We talked with a few cheery senior citizens who loved to hear about our day's work and our future plans. And one woman asked if we were willing to donate our can tabs for her to give to Shriners. What a special place. Even the senior citizens in town continue to think of ways to help others. As a Key Clubber, of course I gave her my can tabs. As we were about to leave, another woman with a gigantic smile approached and introduced herself as the homeowner of the house where we had just finished working, the one who wasn't home to greet us when we arrived. She continued to thank us over and over again. Being able to place a face, especially her warm face, to our work meant so much to us. This woman, the owner of a now extinct department store in the center, was a staple of the community for many years. Today, she has made a connection of kindness between Marshfield's generation of senior citizens and its generation of senior graduates, a connection that I will always remember and cherish. So as we leave these halls for the last time as students, let us carry the We Are Marshfield spirit and acts of kindness into our adult lives. I have no doubt that our foundation in a public education here at Marshfield High School has enabled some of us to become innovative engineers, groundbreaking medical researchers, and successful business owners. And I also know that our education here at Marshfield High School, more importantly, instilled in us the spirit of kindness and the will to get it done. So, class of 2019, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Be kind because, thanks to Marshfield and our community of support, kindness is the greatest tool we have. Thank you.